Hello, everybody. Today, I'm going to tell you how to use machine learning to understand your customers or potential customers. Okay, so in my company, BrainBridgeSolutions.com, we have been doing a lot of case studies in order to show people how to use machine learning in doing something like market research. The case study today that I'm going to show you is on BYD, the electric car company that, as you know, is now the number one competitor to Elon Musk's Tesla, right? So if you're interested in electric cars at all, or you have a Tesla, you might be interested in this as well. But in general, what we're talking about today is just a showcase of the sheer power of using machine learning, topic modeling, and sentiment analysis in getting the kinds of insights that would normally take months of doing surveys, a lot of money, a lot of money, and the sample would be quite small. So think about this technology like doing a survey, but it's much faster and it's much more scalable. So the study today covers almost 1,000 people. Yeah, I will show you how that works. But basically, if you want to know more about that, you can look me up on LinkedIn, look up the company's website, like I said, brainbridgesolutions.com. There you will find the case studies, and you'll see much more, like analysis. Basically, what I'll show you today, we have put on the website for you for free. And of course, if you have any ideas, any case studies that you think can be done, let me know in the comment below, and I'll see if we can do it. And if you think this case study can help you in any way, also feel free to get in touch with us, either via email or LinkedIn. Anyway, let me show you the case studies now, and, so you can see how this works. So, BrainBridge, our motto is more knowledge, better decisions, obviously. What we do is we provide fast, objective, and representative insights. So as you will see in the case study now, there's so much that can be done with this technology, with machine learning. So much can be done. Really, the sky is the limit. But let's jump into it. So the case study, this is the second one we've done. It's on BYD electric cars and why BYD is so successful in the UK right now. So you can think about, um, basically, this study tells you how to sell more electric cars in the UK, right? This is basically what the investigation is about. So to give you like an overview, basically we wanted to investigate this success. Why is BYD so successful in the UK, right? Why is it taking over the market? Why are people choosing to buy BYD over Tesla, right? So we basically that was the research question. So what we did is we looked up for a good data source, and the data source we thought basically was the 50 most popular YouTube videos, right? Um, if you go to YouTube basically and you look up BYD, right? BYD UK, stuff like this, we chose the top 50 most popular YouTube videos. By popular, we mean view count, right? And the top 20 comments from each video. So we're talking the transcripts of the video and the top 20 comments of each of these 50 videos, right? So remember also the top comments are ranked by relevance, basically by how many likes they have. So you can say they are the most relevant, most information dense comments, right? So in total, you can say we have surveyed about 1,000 people, right? So the keyword was BYD electric cars. The platform was YouTube, and the sample size you can say is around 1,000 people. What did we find? So what we used here is a technology called machine learning, topic modeling, and sentiment analysis. So what we did first is we identified the data sources that we need. We download those transcripts and these comments, and then we conducted topic modeling and sentiment analysis with it. And when you do topic modeling, you get you get so many topics. Yeah, so we got about 1,000. So what we have to do is kind of choose the most relevant ones. And in this case, we had some really good ones, some really relevant, really insightful ones, and they were at the top of the list. So they were really prominent within the data, right? So that means that these topics are really popular amongst people. So what can we tell? So this is the kind of results that we can get, okay? In this circle, you will see the keywords in each topic, right? So you can determine what the topic is about by looking at the keywords. So if you look at the one at the left, you see that the keywords are BYD, Blade, which is the name of one of the models, battery, and lithium, right? On the other topic, the one on the right, it says good, better, interior quality. You see, so like you can tell just by looking at the keywords how useful this is in gathering some serious information about that. And then when you look at the topics and you consider the sentiment analysis layer on top of that, then you can see the kind of really fascinating information you can get. So let's start with the one to the left. So it says BYD, Blade, battery, lithium, right? And if you look at the sentiment, it says, look at the yellow section, it says surprise 73.8%, right? So around this topic, the sentiment around this topic for all these people was 74% surprise. How do you read that? You read that in such a way that you can say that UK consumers are, for the most part, pleasantly surprised by BYD car batteries, right? The people who are discussing BYD, they're discussing the battery, the model, and they're very pleasantly surprised about the battery life, you can say. Look at the other topic. So it says good, better, interior quality. So using the same logic that we used before, you look at the sentiment as well, you see that it's 70% trust. So 70% of the people who discussed the topic of the interior quality of BYD cars trusted this quality. So you can say that consumers were impressed by the BYD cars' interior and quality, right? Just look at the words and look at the sentiment. So this is the kind of really fascinating information that you can get by using this technology, okay? And remember, this technology, you don't have to be a genius in computer science to do it. You can maybe ask ChatGPT to write you a basic code, right? But of course, if you are a medium or a big size company and you need help with that, get in touch. But I'm telling you that anybody can do it. If you have a small business and you feel like you can't afford our services, then you should consider doing something like that. It is a little bit technical, but I don't think it's that difficult for a small size business, right? So if you look at that, this kind of insight, what would the opportunity be, right? Where is the opportunity for an EV maker? Let's say, you work for Tesla, or you work for some other electric car company, and you want to think about how to use these insights for your own benefit. Okay, you're thinking to yourself, what is the opportunity, right? So here we would say that when you're advertising an EV in the UK market, you should emphasize battery, interiors, interior quality, right? So you want to target the UK consumers more precisely, right? So you look at this and you can tell that the UK consumers are interested in battery life, they're interested in interior quality, right? And then you can consider that BYD is your competitor, so you can look at that and think to yourself, well, okay, if I want to market an electric car vehicle in the UK, then I need to focus on battery life and interior quality. Okay, so this is the kind of information that you can get. Let's move on to the next slide. This is the next slide. So these are two extra topics. Let's see what they say. So the one on the left says subsidies receive government. And if you look at the sentiment, it's almost 70% trust. Okay, so that tells us that subsidies are a key factor in buying decisions for UK consumers, right? So this is another layer of information you can get using a technology like this. Okay, so you look at that and it is quite clear. Look at this topic. It says subsidies receive government and it's 70% trust. So that tells us that for UK consumers, having the trust of the UK government paying them subsidies for getting an electric car, right? This trust is a key buying decision for them. So I think right now in the UK, if you buy an electric car, you get something like £5,000 subsidy, so it's a lot of money, right? So basically, your car is £5,000 cheaper just because it's electric and it's paid by the UK government. So obviously, it's a major decision when it comes to buying. So this is something that you can consider being a company that is considering selling electric cars in the UK. Let's look at the other one. The other one says national security weakened, right? And it has a sentiment of almost 93%. So what does that tell us? It tells us that when it comes to BYD, when it comes to, let's say, Chinese electric cars, right? The fact that they're gaining popularity, it's making UK consumers anticipate a weakening of national security. What does that mean? It means that there's a lot of talk in the media right now that the rise of Chinese industries is going to cause havoc amongst European markets, right? So people, while at the same time being excited about Chinese cars, right, they're at the same time a bit wary because there's this narrative in the media that Chinese cars being so successful might deteriorate European car industries, whether in Germany or let's say here in the UK. The UK has a huge car market anyway, right? So what would you say the opportunity here? You can say that as an opportunity, you can think of it as a way to position your company as friendly to the UK, right? So if you know that your potential customers are worried about your company may be weakening the national security, right? So you need to position your company as a friend to the UK, right? You need to reassure against these concerns that your rise might be a concern to national security. So what you could do is you could emphasize that your EV purchases will be also subsidized through means such as, what you need to know is you need to remind them basically two things. First, you are not anti-UK, you like the UK, you are pro-UK. This is the first thing you need to do. And the second thing you need to do is you need to remind your customers. If you're doing a market campaign, you remind them also that your car is subsidized by the government, right? So you might assume that they know, but not all of them do. So it's a good practice to remind them that your product, the one that they are going to buy, is indeed subsidized by the government and that you will get, let's say, £5,000 off, right? So this is just a quick summary, a quick overview of the kinds of amazing insights that you can get by using machine learning, topic modeling, and sentiment analysis for market research, right? So think about this. Think about all the huge applications that technology like this can be done amongst your industry, and let me know in the comments if you think there are some case studies that can be done, or tell me about your industry, and if you think I can, like, theoretically, how we can help you in your industry, right? Like you can ask me in the comments below and I will make sure to reply. I can help you to tell you what kind of data you may need and what kind of insights you may be able to expect or to anticipate. Okay, so this is it. I have actually 2 more case studies that I will share with you in the future. But for now, thanks for tuning in. And like I said, like and subscribe and let me know what you think about this technology in the comments below. Thanks. Bye-bye.